on the Big Game Christian Sports Network. Once again, it is on, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, had a ball in the first segment, man. Thanking baseball and Major League Baseball for everything that took place in this most unprecedented season. As promised, I have she's not a guest anymore. She's my hashtag sister of baseball. I'm going to bring her in just a second. Before we go any further in this second segment, it is being brought to you by the Big Game Christian Sports Network. That's right. Let's go way back into time and relive some of the best moments in our brief history as well as new ones by checking out the new BGC archives on anchor.fm and on Spotify. It is our gift to you. And guess what, y'all? It ain't even Christmas yet. From the station where sports talk is always lit, we're the BGC Sports Network. Also, Twitter, all for the network I'm sorry, at BGC Sports One, and on for this show on Twitter at Bros of BB, for the network on Instagram at BGC Sports One. All right, so to the dopest engineer in the game, Big Day. What's going on, baseball fans? Our time is here. And speaking of here, I had her on in the last episode, and she was gracious enough to come back again with me on this episode as we get ready to predict these doggone MLB playoffs. And I am talking about none other than writer from Cleveland Sports, my new hashtag sissy of baseball, Natalie Turk. Cleveland Sports Talks, Natalie Turk. Natalie, what's going on?
Hey, Willie, how are you? Happy Monday.
I'm good and happy postseason baseball. It is upon us.
That's right. So excited.
Yes, indeed. As the regular season concluded over this past weekend, and look, if the Major League Baseball postseason is anything like the regular season, I think we are all, as baseball fans, in for a major treat. What do you say to that?
Absolutely. I, being an Indians fan, had no idea what was going to happen yesterday because there was all these scenarios that you needed like an engineer degree or something to understand the graphs that were being put out. So I was like, it was just so much fun to, decide what seed everyone was going to be and who we were going to face, and everyone playing all the teams yesterday ending. So it was a kind of a fun, exciting way, I think, for all teams across the league, their fans. So I just think should buckle up because it's going to be a lot of fun the next few weeks, and especially this week with the wild card, the 3-game series. So, yep, super excited.
And we're just going to pick up right there because as we know, the postseason was expanded for this season due to COVID-19 and even all of the challenges that we had to face as baseball fans and media personnel and the teams and the organizations themselves. So, of course, we now have 16 teams total in the playoffs, and we kind of discussed that a little bit last week. So we're going to go through the matchups in the National League first. Since we are homers and the American League is our league because of our teams are housed there. So we're going to save that for last. All right. So in the National League, the number 8 seed, the Milwaukee Brewers, will be heading out to La La Land to take on the Los Angeles Dodgers. The number 7 Cincinnati Reds will travel down to the ATL to take on those Braves. The Miami Marlins, and what a story they have been all year. They will fly up north to take on, or the Midwest rather, to take on the Chicago Cubs. St. Louis Cardinals, they just keep getting to the postseason as they will head out west and play the San Diego Padres, who I fell in love with at the trade deadline. So we are going to jump right on into this because all of the games are going to be at the higher seeds park. And basically, we're going to find out just how good these pitching staffs are going to be. We're going to find out if pitching truly does dominate good hitting in these short sets. And the thing I like, Natalie, about this is that all 3 games are going to be back to back to back. What do you say about that?
Oof, I like that. As a fan, no days off. Let's just go. Let's just roll with this. And like you said, it's going to be interesting to see the pitching and how that's going to make a difference because we're going to go down to 3. And with no rest, it's going to be interesting for sure. Depth of bullpen, I know that's going to come into play or could. So, like you said, I believe it's going to really probably shine more on the pitchers and probably the offense. I'm expecting some low-scoring games, but I might be totally wrong there. But that's my prediction, probably really across the board. So, because of that.
Right, and we're gonna go through the first pitching or the first game matchups in the National League that begin on Wednesday the 30th, or would have begun on Wednesday the 30th. Of course, this show, as we always like to say, as of tape time. So as of tape time, the National League Series will begin on Wednesday the 30th. Trevor Bauer is taking the bump for the Cincinnati Reds, and he has had an outstanding year. Max Fried will be on the hill for the Atlanta Braves. And this seems to be a very, very good pitching matchup on paper. Fried actually was the best pitcher in the rotation for the Braves before Mike Soroka went out with a season-ending injury earlier in the year. Trevor Bauer, as I just stated, he is probably going to win the National League MVP or Cy Young Award, in my opinion. And then you had the Miami Marlins going up against the Chicago Cubs. The pitching matchups have not been settled as of yet. Same thing for the Cardinals at the Padres, as well as, the Brewers. They don't have a to be determined, or they don't have a starter as of yet. But as we have found out last week from the Dodgers camp, that Walker Buehler will be going in the first game of that series. And then the second game, you're going to have Clayton Kershaw as well. So, very good pitching matchups all the way around. Let's move over to the American League real quick, because we're gonna predict. I promise we're gonna predict who we think is gonna win these series, and then go all the way to the World Series and win the whole thing. So, next is the American League, and who we have there. That's our teams. Natalie, how you feel?
That's right.
How you feeling? Tell me how you feeling.
Yeah, I almost thought we were going to be sitting here, facing each other, well, like I play on the Indians, I say we, but I mean, I thought the Indians were going to be in Oakland. I really thought we'd have something to banter about, but, that didn't happen. And actually, to be honest, I'm glad, because I didn't want the Tribe to face Oakland for a lot of reasons to get into. I didn't want them to travel, and I'm a little intimidated by you guys, so I'm kind of happy we're not having that talk.
I hear you, and I mean, hey, we're gonna get into that here in just a second, because I actually have some concerns about my A's. But before we do that, we're gonna talk about the series that are paired. We have the number 8 seeded Toronto Blue Jays against their AL East brethren, Tampa Bay Rays. Chicago White Sox, who are your Indians AL Central brethren, up against my Oakland A's, #rooted in Oakland. We have last year's World Series runner-up and cheating extraordinaires,
Cheaters, garbage can.
the Houston Astros, as they would be taking on the Bomb Squad, the Minnesota Twins. And then #NYY for NY at let me say that again, at
right
#our tribe. Natalie, I'm gonna give you the floor right now to talk about this matchup between the Yankees, I hate them, and the Cleveland Indians. Go ahead.
All right, let me second that. Hate the Yankees, all right? Take the pinstripes out. That's what I'm saying. So what's going on up here is everybody's, the Yankees get in our heads because they have hurt us. I'm not over 2017 when they knocked us out. So a lot of fans did not want to see this matchup. But you know what I did? I took it and put a different spin on it. Like, you know what? Yeah, let's face them, because you know what? We're not afraid of them. And how sweet would it be to knock them out? So I think that's what's going to happen. I think that the dynasty of this intimidation of the Yankees is over with. Honestly, I think they've been struggling. I don't think they should be as feared as they used to be. And they're coming into our house. So I'm going to go ahead and really say that I think it'll go 3 games, but I think
Wait. Not yet.
Sorry.
Nope, not yet.
Hey, you give me the floor, I won't shut up.
Yeah, I had to take the floor back, man. So that's all good, though. It's all good. Once again, Willie Epteen Jr. Hashtag Brothers of Baseball with my hashtag Sister of Baseball, Natalie, and she is in the building with me, man, as we break this MLB playoff postseason, yada, yada, yada on down. And what I want, before you started to make your prediction, I really wanted to get to some of the opening game pitching probables within the American League. The Astros would throw out Zach Greinke against Kenta Maeda, the former Dodger, in game one of that set. And this is one right here concerns me. Chicago White Sox throwing out there Lucas Giolito, who actually had a no-no a couple of weeks ago against my guy Jesus Luzardo. And Mr. Shoemaker from the Toronto Blue Jays only had one decision out of 6 starts, going up against Blake Snell, one-time AL Cy Young Award winner. And now, here we go. The New York Yankees are throwing out there Garrett Cole against Shane Bieber. Natalie, how do you feel about this pitching matchup on paper, as it seems as though it will be a battle of potential AL Cy Young Awards? We know how dominant Garrett Cole has been in the postseason with the Astros last year. Bieber, I believe he is going to he may just take that AL Cy Young Award. We'll see. How do you feel about this pitching matchup?
We'll see. He was the Triple Crown winner. That was announced yesterday, Bieber. Of course, I do not like the Yankees, but I do have to give respect to Garrett Cole because, I mean, on paper, you know, and in person, I'm sure it's hard to hit against him, but I wouldn't know. But I have to give the advantage slightly to Bieber because, first of all, he's pitching in his home park, and he has just been flawless this season. He has been, you know, the strong arm for the Indians. So I believe he goes out there and just does what he's been doing all year, and you know, he's going to shut the bats down. That's my hope.
Yeah, and when you have a 8-1 record with a 1.63 ERA and 122 strikeouts and only 77 innings of work, again in this truncated season, you have a lot to be confident about. And
absolutely,
you know, with Bieber, you know, the that he was part of that rotation, man, that features and also going to be a probable in this series for you guys going to be Mr. Carlos Carrasco. And I know that his stuff was electric at one point before he had the cancer issue. Is that right?
Yeah, leukemia.
Yeah,
he did. So he won the comeback of the year player year award last year. So we refer to him here as Cookie, and he is our beloved player. He does play this. I believe they have him in second game. I try to keep my feelings and emotions out of things, but I'd be lying if I said, you know, I love Cookie, but he's not Shane Bieber. So, you know, but he has pitched really well this year. But, you know, I have some concerns of how he'll be out there on the second game, but I'm going to trust in that.
yeah, and the Yankees are going to throw out Masahiro Tanaka in game 2 against Carrasco, and we know how much Tanaka has been up and down, really throughout his career. I think the Yankees, you know, they're missing 2 of their best rotation guys in Domingo Germán as well as oh man, I can't think of the kid's name. He's out for the entire year. He actually Luis Severino. So they're missing those 2 guys. And I just want to give a huge shout out to your guy, Jose Ramirez, and Francisco Lindor. Ramirez in particular because he just won Player of the Month for you guys, and Lindor, they're talking.
Yeah, we were just talking about him on last show.
Yeah, and Lindor, he's going to command a lot of money after next year, and we'll talk about that at a later point. But Ramirez he actually, to me, is one of those players that could be up there with the Mike Trouts, up there with the Juan Sotos, up there with the any of the other 5'2" type guys, Ronald Acuna Jr. He is that good, and that left side of that infield, man, they are terrific.
Yeah, if they all get on, you know, the same page and they're all on a hot streak, I mean, look out. So I feel like we have that. When we talked last week on the show, he had that game. I think he had that walk-off home run Jose did, and then the Indians went on to do back-to-back walk-off wins. I mean, so I think they're going in strong with momentum, which I think is important. Came back and won in Pittsburgh. So, I mean, I think the momentum helps them as well facing the Yankees. So definitely with Jose, as Jose goes, that's how the team goes. So he's a leader in that way, especially when he's batting well. I have faith, in the lineup. The offenses sometimes can struggle for the Tribe, but when Jose's on his game, I don't have any doubts.
Yeah, and there was something else I wanted to bring up to you as well. Oh, it was the fact that it was announced, I believe it was on Sunday, that Tito will not be managing at all throughout the playoffs. So Sandy's going to take over the helm and keep it for the foreseeable future. Any concerns with him at being the head man during the postseason?
Well, I know some of my fellow Clevelanders will not probably agree with me. Love Sandy, loved him when he played for us, first base coach, everything. I do have some concerns about him taking the reins through the rest of the playoffs. There's a saying in Cleveland, in Tito we trust. We entrusted him in every postseason. So I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I do believe Tito hopefully will be somewhat involved, maybe, Bluetooth speaker in the ear or something, kind of giving Sandy some help. Not that Sandy's not qualified enough, but it's definitely something that does concern me a little bit. And also, that's something we can talk about at a later date as well, but just makes me wonder if Tito's coming back at all, or if this is a transition into Sandy, just taking over for Tito next year. So it's kind of unknown here. We're not quite sure. We know he's not well, Tito, but, kind of a limbo state. Tribe's playing well. I just would feel better, honestly, if Tito was healthy and leading them into the playoffs.
Yeah, and as we have about 20 seconds before we end this segment, prayers up for Tito as well, because
Right.
whatever he's dealing with and battling, we wish him nothing but the best, and prayers out to him and all those that are connected to him. Look, we're going to come back on the other side of the break, and we're actually going to get into some predictions, because this is going to be the fun part of the show. So as we wind it down here in the middle 3 innings of the game, I got my homie, my sister, hashtag sister of baseball, Natalie Turk, with me, man. Y'all come on back on the other side of the break. We're going to get into some predictions. Hashtag brothers of baseball. Willie Epstein Jr., baseball fans all over the fifth rock from the sun. Let's go. Here on the Big Game Christian Sports Network, to the dopest engineer on the planet, Big Day. What's happening? Sports fans, baseball fans all around the globe. I hope y'all are ready for some baseball of the playoff variety, because I am. And I know my new sissy from another Missy she's ready to go as well. Is that right, Natalie?
Oh, that's right. More than you know.
Yeah. All right, before we go any further in this third and final segment of this show, it is being brought to you by, once again, the Big Game Christian Sports Network. Check us out on Alexa, or you can actually shout Alexa or play BGC Sports on Alexa. You can also check us out on YouTube. Go there and subscribe to our new page, BGC Sports Network 1. You can follow us on Twitter at BrosABB, as well as BGC Sports 1, and the website www.bgcsports.net, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, as well as Google Play, and the TuneIn app. Just throw in BGC Sports in the old search bar, and that is where you will find us. All right, so we were talking about a whole bunch of stuff in the second segment. And as what happens when you have two passionate people that like to talk a lot, sometimes you get a little bit off the rails, but that's okay. That is okay. The rails are back on. So I actually have a couple questions I'm going to pose to my new sissy, Natalie, in regard to these playoffs for the baseball postseason. So let's start here. As we know, as we have continued to say, 16 teams, 8 versus 1, and so forth and so on. All right, so Which lower seed in each league, and you can give whatever league you want to go first, which lower seed has the best chance that we get the best chance to hit a walk-off home run, basically saying, you know what, they're gonna upset the apple cart. What lower seed is gonna do that? Or has the best
Okay.
chance to do that? Don't say which one, but has the best chance.
Best chance in the National League, I guess I'll start with lower seed, number 7, Cincinnati Reds. That's who I would say has the best chance to upset the apple cart. I say that because, well, go ahead and ask me why, but that's just who I guessed.
No, you. Well, I think I have a somewhat of an answer as to the reason why. Because the Reds are going to throw out. They're going to throw out Trevor Bauer. They're going to throw out Sonny Gray, and that's two of their best 3 pitchers right there that they're banking on. That can actually win the game or win the series for them in those first 2 games. Am I close?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. So we're right on the money with that. Trevor Bauer, I know he's going to put it all out there. So with that pitching, I think with Atlanta's young team, I don't know. I just have a feeling that they could take down the number 2 seed, and we'll see.
Yeah, and the Braves, they are just that. They are young. They got a little bit of experience last year when they got ousted in the playoffs. So, but they are a very, very young team. All right, so in the American League, same question. Which lower seeded team has the best chance to upset the apple cart and walk off with the grand slammy?
I am going to say, which is somewhat ridiculous, but I have a feeling. I go with my feelings sometimes. That's how I am. I'm an emotional, passionate fan. So I'm going to say Toronto, number 8, upsets the Rays.
And that's actually a very, very good analogy, because with what the Blue Jays have and the adversity they overcame this year, not even being able to play in their home park up in Toronto, they also have 2 of the best young superstars in the game, in my opinion, with Bo Bichette as well as Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And they're pitching, but you know what? Tampa Bay's pitching is probably the best 3, or their top 3 rotation guys are probably one of the top 3 or 4 in all of the majors. So I'm gonna go here with this real quick. In the National League, I'm gonna go with the Miami Marlins. Number 1, because nobody thinks that they're here, or nobody thinks they should be here. Nobody knows who they are. They're playing with house money, and the Cubs have a little bit of pressure on them because even though David Ross is the first year brand new manager, he has all kind of ties with that team. See the World Series in 2016 when they beat the Indians in 7 games.
Bring that up.
and in the American League, I'm gonna go with you know what, I hate to do this, but I'm gonna go with Chicago White Sox, and they scare me. And I told you this in the second segment. They scare me because they can flat out hit the ball. They've got Giolito, who just pitched a no-no. They've got a pitcher that has won the AL Cy Young Award and a championship. He's got all kind of postseason pedigree and experience. And I'm talking about Dallas Keuchel when I say that. Yeah, the White Sox, they definitely scare me. So that's who I'm going to go with there. All right, so which higher seed is most likely to strike out losing and lose the series? That's most likely.
Okay, so what I chose, the higher seed, I guess 4B higher seed in National League, I'm going to say, go on a limb here and think that it can be San Diego. Will lose. Just because I think that maybe the hype surrounding rebuilding, they had the injury to Clevenger. I forget the other pitcher too that's also had an injury on that. So I think that I'm going to go with the Padres just due to some injuries, and I think they kind of stalled out a bit there at the end. And then on the American League, who did I have there? The higher seed. Oh, I went with the Twins.
Okay. And I could see the Twins. They actually were they were a choice for me as well. And you just got to think about what Houston is and what they've done and what they have been. Dusty Baker has them back in the postseason. And you talk about a perfect manager that's there to kind of right the ship after everything that happened to them over the offseason. I think that was a perfect fit for them. I'm gonna go with my higher seed that I think is actually in trouble. I think it's the Los Angeles Dodgers because
Ooh,
yeah, I mean,
that's
and because
bold.
I don't trust Clayton Kershaw at all in the postseason.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't trust him at all. Milwaukee, they kind of got a little warm. I won't say hot. They got a little warm at the end of the year and got in probably within the last couple of days of the regular season. Christian Yelich, I mean, he can still hit the ball out of the park. And that lineup, I mean, they still have one of the better lineups in the National League as well. I just don't trust Clayton Kershaw whatsoever. And I think they should actually start Dustin May over Kershaw in game 2. That's what I think, but we'll see what happens. All right, so in the American League, the the team that I think that has the best chance of getting put out or striking out in the bottom of the ninth with the sacks loaded and the bases drunk, I'm going to say
Roll.
don't hate me. Don't
It's
hate
all
me.
right.
I'm gonna say the Cleveland Indians because and the reason why I say that, Natalie, is
Mhm.
because of this. The Yankees have been so hot over the last 3 weeks of the year, and they have all those bats back, primarily at the same time. LeMahieu, I think he just won the batting championship. If I'm not mistaken,
He did.
LeMahieu's in there. Judge is back. Stanton's back. Sanchez is in there. Vogt led the league in home runs. I just think that those bats, man, are going to put on a show, and they'll have the best opportunity to take down a top seed. So yeah, that's some good stuff. So let me
That
ask you
is.
this. Let me ask
Eh,
you this because we're gonna go ahead and predict these series. We got about 6 minutes left to go in the show.
Okay.
So let's start in the National League. Milwaukee and the Dodgers. Who you got?
So I have the Dodgers in 2 games. I just think they just take it out. So it kind of went against what you said, but I kind of look at the Dodgers as like I thought they had like the complete package as far as like baseball with their rotation, depth, their offense. I mean, they got Mookie Betts. I feel like the Dodgers are yep, gonna take them.
I don't trust Clayton Kershaw again. Okay,
You
so
don't. I got a feeling about him. I'm all about feelings. I'm in my feelings too much. So
yeah, I actually have the Brewers upsetting the Dodgers. All right,
right.
Cincinnati at Atlanta. Cincinnati's the 7th seed. I'm gonna take this one. I'm gonna go with the Reds because I predicted them to win the National League Central. Hashtag take the Central. The Atlanta Braves. I think they're not quite ready yet. I'm not quite all the way sold on them yet. I don't know how that pitching's going to do. Cole Hamels was in and then he's out. So we'll see. All right. So Miami Marlins, the 6th seed, going to Chicago, and we got to speed it up here too.
Okay.
Miami Marlins at Chicago Cubs, 6 versus 3. Who you got?
I got Chicago 2 games in two
Okay.
games.
Very good. St. Louis will be heading out west to take on the Padres. I'm going to take the Padres in a sweep, 2-zip. What you got?
Ooh, I have St. Louis in 3.
Whoa. All right. So we have in the American League, the number 8 seed, Toronto Blue Jays or Buffalo Blue Jays
Right?
heading down to Tampa Bay, Tropicana Field in St. Pete, the number 1 seed, Tampa Bay Rays. Who you got?
I have Tampa Bay in 2.
I have the Tampa Bay Rays in 2 as well. Chicago White Sox at my Oakland A's out on the left coast, Alameda County. Stand up. Chicago at Oakland. Who you got?
I'm going to tell you one thing real quick. I know I got to be quick. Don't be afraid of Chicago. We just swept them, so don't be scared. Anyhow, I have your Oakland A's in 2 because I know we swept the Sox, so not scared of them. Oakland in 2.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Buttering up the host. I love it. All right.
I'm also giving props to my team for sweeping them, so
Oh, yeah. How,
that's what I had to throw that in there.
how did I forget that? Okay, so number 6 seed, the Houston Astros, the defending American League champions from last year, heading to Minneapolis to take on the Twins. I say that the Twins are going to do it in 3 games. What say you?
I said the Astros in 3.
All right. And I say the best for last. The New York Yankees, I hate them, the number 5 seed,
That's right.
traveling to the Kings of the Cuyahoga.
That's right. The
Lake,
land.
the lake, the land, believe land.
Believe land.
Hashtag our tribe, Cleveland Indians. Natalie's team. Go.
Well, absolutely. I have to take my team. I'm going to take them in 3.
Oh man. You know
Not
what?
going to hurt my feelings. It's all right. I
No,
only said that the A's were going to win because I know we swept the White Sox, so they fear me not. So that's the only reason.
I'm just afraid of the Yankees.
You got to give it to me.
I'm just afraid of the Yankees bats for the Indians. But
Yeah.
you know what? I'm gonna go with the home squad because the fan base out there is hyped. The fan base in Cleveland deserves this. And I am rooting for the Cleveland fan base, if nothing else. So I have the Clevelands taking it in 3 games. All right. So we have 2.5 minutes left to go in the show.
Okay.
Who is going to go to the American League Championship Series? Who's going to go to the National League Championship Series? Who's going to win the whole thing? And who's going to win the MVP? Let's start in the American League. Go.
All right. You want my 4 teams in the American League, you said?
No. The last 2. So it's going to be the final 4 overall. So
Okay. So my 2 for American League, it's going to be Cleveland and the Rays.
wow.
In the National League, I have the Dodgers and Cincinnati.
Okay. And who's going to the World Series out of the National League?
Dodgers
Okay.
and Cleveland. I am never not going to say Cleveland. I'm sorry. I just can't. So it's going to be Dodgers and the Indians.
Very interesting choice there. I don't know if I understand it. So anyway, here's my take on it. In the American League Championship Series, I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Rays and the Cleveland Indians. And then in the National League Championship Series, I'm going to take the Cincinnati Reds and the San Diego Padres. The Padres and the Rays will go to the World Series. Who's going to win the whole thing in 15 seconds or less?
I say Indians are going to win it in 7 games.
I like the Padres in 6. All right, social media information real quick, Natalie. Go ahead.
Okay, you can follow my writing at ecstatic.com. You can follow me on Instagram at natsportchat. And you can also follow me on Twitter at natsportchat.
Final at bat. One final thought. Go real quick. Anything that you want to say?
That I am so excited for tomorrow. I can hardly stand it. I'm going to rock in my tribe gear nonstop, and I just can't wait till the Yankees are in town. So,
all right.
Love October baseball.
There you go. The hunt for October is definitely on. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the hashtag brother and sister of baseball here on the BGC Sports Network. Coming up next, my big homie from press box to press row, Donald Ware. He's got all your HBCU stuff. For the dopest engineer in the game, big day, baseball fans all over the planet. For Natalie, Turk, this is Willie Epteen Jr. Y'all take care of each other, love each other, hold each other, and we'll talk to y'all again real soon. Peace. We out.
Absolutely.